Hello, everybody. This is Walrus McFish Sr., and we are back with another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Yes, it's the second installment of the adventures of Lady Egmont, the martial artist, the Grey Draconian of Sif Muna. I was thinking, isn't there something like the Grey Lady? Isn't that a thing? That sounds cool. If it's not a thing, it should be a thing. We're totally the Grey Lady here. I mean, I couldn't have anticipated that. I didn't know we were going to turn into a Grey Draconian, but here we are, the Grey Lady, the martial artist. Don't be fooled by our beauty, I mean, we're deadly as well. So here we are. We did pretty well in the first video. We had some good stuff going for us. We're worshipping Sif Muna, trying to get some spells, although she just hasn't given us any books yet. We do have a few good spells. I mean, we basically learned our starting book. We're getting towards Blade Hands, which is going to be useful. We've got Sticks to Snakes if we need it. We've got Spider Form and Ice Form. We're probably going to head into the lair right now. I just wanted to record another video right now, make sure this character is capable of making through the lair and just is not like a bad character that dies in 2 videos. Hopefully that's not the case. But come on, Lady Egmont, I believe in you. One thing that I was considering picking up is I've got all these arrows. I thought I saw a runed bow earlier. There's a runed short bow. There's also a couple hand crossbows. I could consider going crossbows this game. I know I've been using bows a little bit. I picked up a bow with the last character. I don't want this character to be like a repeat of the last character, So, I was a little bit worried going as a Grey Draconian that we would have to go Earth Magic. We'd sort of be obligated to do it. Commenter mentioned that that's not necessarily the case. So we could go Ice Magic and really just work up our Azakubos and things like that and stick to our original plan. We could work up whatever element is convenient, whatever Sif wants to give us. We'll sort of see. We have Rune Shortbow. Do we have Remove Curse? Yeah, we got a couple Remove Curses. So let's just wield this right now. A +3 Shortbow of Flaming. You know what? That's kind of good. And if we're carrying around all of these arrows anyway, I think we should go for it. Let's just carry this around as sort of a temporary solution. I'll put a couple of points into bows. If we're going to be a martial artist too, we're not going to have a shield, so it's much more practical to be able to use a bow. Of course, eventually, if we're going to be going with Jiva is probably going to eat all of our arrows. But I imagine by that point we'll have hundreds and hundreds of arrows and we don't have to worry about stashing them. Maybe that's an incentive to go arrows over bolts because maybe arrows are more common. Anyway, it'll be good to have just in case we run into Hydras. Flaming arrows against Hydras, fine. Also, Ice Form will be good against Hydras, but it might be nice to pepper them down from a distance first. So let's go with that. And then we got nothing. And I guess beyond that, we're ready to go down into the lair. I was pretty pleased to have this excellent Ring of the Dragon, which is very auspicious and provides us with poison resistance, all the poison resistance we would need. So I guess we're good to go. Let's just head down into the lair and try not to die. Cool. And I've got Ice Form on I. Yeah, I know I've been playing a little bit more NetHack lately than this. I just am sure been feeling the call for NetHack a little bit more. But you got to follow your heart a little bit. But, I definitely want to... I'm not going to just abandon Lady Egmont here right when she's about to achieve her greatest glory, conquest of the lair. Wand of Magic Darts, is that even worth carrying around? I say fine, why not, until we run into inventory issues. Cool, we've got a cool little autumnal area here. Leatherbound book. One thing I'll say is that it is a little disorienting going back and forth between NetHack and Dungeon Crawl like this, because it's just so close to being the same, but not quite. So, yeah, we've got Blink Frogs. Do you think we can go Blade Hands against these guys? What's my odds on Blade Hands? 38%? Might be worth it. Might be worth an Ice Form, too. The thing about Ice Form, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep our Draconic AC. So, we'll have to do a little bit of an experiment with that. But Blade Hands is basically a third chance to cast, right? Let's see how we can do against these Blink Frogs without it, but it would be nice to dice through Blink Frogs. In fact, maybe I could focus transmutations a little bit. My spell casting is getting up pretty good too, but Sif Muna likes that. She likes all that. This is fine. We're still good. Blink Frog is hitting us. Alright, you know what? It's time to try Blade Hands a couple of times. We got enough magic to try and fail a couple of times. So, Blade Hands. Dangerous. Yes, do it anyway. I messed it up. Oh well. I could try for an Ice Form too. That's a little bit less dangerous, but only 2 Blink Frogs. Let's just try a little bit of an acid test here. See if I can handle 2 Blink Frogs at once. And of course, they sort of blink around. They're so hard to hit, though. This is not pleasant. My horns are gone. Moderately wounded. Look at this. They're getting wounded, but it's this is not the kind of damage I want to be dealing against a Blink Frog. I'll take on these guys. You're almost dead, right? No, these guys are both just heavily wounded. Like, this is bad. Like, why am I doing so poorly against some blink frogs? Should I try Blade Hands one more time? I mean, I could heal myself right now. I feel like I'm playing poorly because... Alright, now I've got a moment here. Let's try Blade Hands a couple of times more. Yes, cast it. I miscast it, and I'm a little contaminated, but not that contaminated. Cool, okay, yeah, so now we've got Blade Hands, and I can chop through them. Alright, so this is what I need to be doing, apparently. Let's orient ourselves here. I'm glad we got Blade Hands on right at the last second. Whoa, low hit point warning here, Blink Frog. I've got Potions of Curing. It's not the best thing in the world. I guess I should have realized I didn't just have heal wounds lying around. 4 Potions of Curing, it's worth curing 1. And let's just get out of here. You're gonna blink away or follow me upstairs? Yeah, well, he's upstairs. Oh, jeez. Lady Egmont is just gonna die somehow because I'm an idiot. I guess I should have used something else. I could have teleported too. Let's teleport right now in case it's too late before it's too late. Teleport. Okay, I can't take one more hit from a blink frog, so I'm gonna have to outblink the blink frog here and blink away. Scrolls of blinking. I don't even know if this is gonna work because of course he can blink there too. Okay, fine. Don't blink towards me, please. Let's just have the chance to teleport away, please. Okay. I'm nearly starving and I'm nearly dead. That was a really bad way to get Lady Egmont's adventures off the bat. Lady Egmont, I mean, that was mostly my bad, but you got to step up your game too, alright? You got to meet me halfway here. Let's get those Blade Hands castable. Maybe let's focus that transmutations, make sure that Blade Hands is actually happening. And maybe bows is a little bit of a fool's errand, or maybe I should have been trying to use the bow at first. Let me try to shoot down this stupid arrow. Yeah, adder, alright. Maybe I should have used some sticks to snakes. There's a couple things I could have done there, but I should not have just died. We already have a reasonable pair of gloves. Where are you, you stupid frog? Alright, so we're going to get our revenge on this frog. Let's go down to the lair. Go down to the staircase. Troll is over here. Alright, so let's try a new plan, new strategy. Get ourselves acclimated here. Get out the bow. Shoot down the troll. That worked really well. Hey, you know, I can actually keep out the bow and then cast Blade Hands. That's a pretty cool idea. I mean, once I get Blade Hands a lot more castable, that I can just cast it regularly. Let's see if I can just go Beastly Appendage against a troll. That worked fine. So that's actually kind of a cool idea. We can have a ranged weapon, we can have our bow, and then, you know, I mean, as soon as the enemies get close enough, we can just have it meld into our body. It'll be totally convenient. We don't even have to worry about unwielding it. It's a possibility. I don't know where that blink frog went. I think we took out one of the blink frogs. There's a spiny frog there, so let's try to get Blade Hands as well. Yes. I miscast it, and I turned into a filthy swine. Oh no, I have no armor. What do I do, man? This is a bad idea. I'm messing up my spells. I'm turning into hogs. Should I fight? I don't think I should fight the pig. I think I should just go, or fight the frog. I should go upstairs. You know, it's Kermit the Frog type situation. We really ought to be some romance here, you know? A frog and a pig. Yeah, we're fast. Close the door. Can I close the door? Oh, pigs can close doors. Did you know that? I didn't know that pigs had opposable thumbs capable of closing doors. I guess they're pretty smart. You know, pigs are some of the smartest animals. They're capable of, like, closing a door with, like, their snout. And that's pretty good. Apparently the frog isn't able to figure out how to open it. Which kind of makes sense, right? It's easier to close a door than to open it. I don't know if we can open a door, though, can we? Of course I can. We're Wonder Pig here. Alright, I have to say, this is a little too slapstick here. I'm trying to buckle down and get focused. Maybe my character is not as good as I thought. Blade Hands needs to get there, because Blade Hands is what we're going to need. I feel like once we cross that phase transition where Blade Hands is, like, suddenly castable, then all of a sudden we're going to start roiling here. You know, we'll be able to make something happen. Cut through yaks, cut through death yaks, cut through whatever we need. Of course, I don't like the fact that our defenses are so low as well. I guess I thought with AC of 15 would be better, AC 15, EV 15, but it doesn't seem to be. We really need like a Stone Skin or a Azakubos to really make me happy here. I guess we'll just leave the frog be for now. Let's keep this short bow because, yeah, blink frogs. All right, new time, new strategy. Arrows at the blink frog. Just shoot them down generally, and then when they get closer, Get on my blade hands. I don't care how dangerous this is cast. Never tell me the odds. Yes, it worked. Alright, so we got this. Yeah, these blink frogs just chewing me apart. So we really have to, like, deal in turn here. That's the only thing that we can do is to, you know, just make sure that we're outpacing him. You know, I mean, we saw if it got down to that last situation, we had to teleport away. We very nearly died. I could have ended Lady Egmont's adventures early, and it could have been a self-fulfilling prophecy about how this is a bad character. I don't like to have this. I made a pact with you guys in the game that we were going to try to win this character. Like, okay, like, here's a good chance to try out. Well, I think a hound is... Oh, no. Use our crazy good martial arts skills. How about yaks? Yaks are yellow. I mean, I would love to use blade hands against the yak. Would it be worth it, though? Also, I already know all my spells, and one of my spellbooks are beyond my current level of understanding, and none of them are available to you. I've never seen that message before. That's pretty cool. 3 yaks. Like, we definitely need blade hands against a yak. We don't have a good way to, like, regenerate or run away. If we got into a situation like this, alright, so we're going to cast blade hands a couple of times. Never tell me the odds. If I turn into a pig, I welcome it. Yes. Yes, we got our blade hands. Unfortunately, because our spell power is so low, we're barely casting this thing, it goes away pretty quickly as well. It would be nice to be able to choose for ourselves a little bit more how long our blade hands lasts. Regular iguana is probably something that can just be punched down. Yeah, it hurts though. Like, our defenses are not as top-notch as I hoped. I thought with my poison resistance and my 15 AC EV, we were going to be good. We got new kinds of potions. Let's check it out. Yeah, we got a couple new kinds of potions. 2 potions of heal wounds. Alright, so did I just find those? Wait a second. 2 murky brown potions. Let's see. I just found 2 blue potions, so if I had those the whole time, I could have just quaffed those. But having a teleport is fine too. It's hard to get out of the mindset of playing as a Forma kid when teleportation is just not an option. I mean, right now, we've got that. Probably teleportation is our best option. We run into a bad situation like that. But really, our best option is just blade hands and chew through it, because, you know, we can't run away from our problems forever. Let's do identify the other one. Potions of Berserk Rage. Again, also an option for us. Berserk blade-handed draconian is not something I wanted to deal with. And one thing that did occur to me is that being is that we are essentially a gray dragon. Like, basically, we have what our NetHack character is looking for. You know, I mean, just naturally, we have the gray dragon scale mail, basically, that every NetHack character covets. Let's try blade hands against a spiny frog. I really feel like, yes. I don't care how dangerous it is to cast. It's not as dangerous as a spiny frog, right? You got to put it in perspective. What's that? Oh, it's just a plant. It looked like a gray pudding to me. Yeah, well, our blade hands ran out. That's what I'm saying. It sort of quits on us right at the wrong moment. Enchant weapons. See, now I might be tempted to use this on a bow. Haven't seen a long bow yet. +3 short bow is pretty good, but we still can't hit things very well with it. If I enchanted it up a little bit more, it would be cool. But on the other hand, I could also just wait until I find a longbow now or something. But, you know, as a transmuter, I'm going to have an abundance of these things. Let's go ahead and use it now. So just in case we try to use it against a Hydra or something, I'll be, like, more impressed rather than less impressed. And maybe we'll never get past the short bow range anyway. I think we probably will one day, but we can enchant that one up nicely too, probably. Yaks? Alright, how about 1 yak? If we had 1 yak, could we fight him with just a beastly appendage? And our mad grappling skills? That wasn't very difficult at all. Okay, here's a crocodile who's sleeping here. Yeah, we got in a nice little surprise strangle punch here or something. Crocodile is danger. Crocodile is danger. We got to go blade hands or run. I think he might be faster than me too. I mess it up. Alright, blade hands is activated, but I killed the crocodile. That's the most important thing. And now I can run away from these yaks. Basically, yeah, these yaks. Let's just run back over here. I know there's a blink frog over here, but I didn't want to be fighting in that bad situation. Can yaks open doors? No, of course yaks can't open doors. Only pigs and humans can open doors. Yaks are really stupid, probably. Yeah, that's right. I insulted yaks. If you're a yak farmer or whatever, you can testify against me, but I'm not sure. Okay. But they are brutish and strong. I feel like with my blade hands here... yeah, we almost powered through it. I'm so bad at this game. Why am I fighting yaks in this situation? I thought for sure we had better abilities than this. The yak gores me. How close are you guys to being dead? Heavily wounded and not heavily wounded at all. So I feel like maybe one heal wounds rather than just a random teleport. Oh no, but that's bad too. Am I gonna have to use my other blinking here? Take a step. Oh no. Heal wounds, Berserk Rage. Berserk Rage is an option. I could have used Berserk Rage earlier if I wanted to use it. I do have 2 more heal wounds, so let's try for a better roll there. Okay, that was a much better roll. Which one of you is almost dead again? You? Killed the yak. Brilliant. And now this other one should go down a little bit more easily. That was really bad. I'm playing badly right now. Like, I'm really not happy with this video. I mean, like, you know, they say any video that you walk away from is a successful video. But, you know, you also like to do it elegantly, right? You know, I hate that Lady Egmont is getting beat up and trying to quaff emergency potions here. You know, it's not dignified. Lady... Oh, no. I turned into a fungus. Hilarious. We can take out yes, we confuse the crocodile. Definitely, yeah, fungus beats crocodile. So I'm actually kind of happy about this. Nice. And of course we are like a fungus that can eat meat, which still unsettles me. Yeah. Well, Lady Egmont is a classy lady, and we got her turning into pigs and funguses here. You know, this is just, it's not becoming for a lady of her station. It's like, come on. But I mean, I guess we got nobody to blame but ourselves. You know, Lady Egmont is also not one to blame others for her problems. Okay, here we go. Falling through his shaft. Dangerous place to fall. Very dangerous. There's a bunch of rats. That's the least of my concerns. Black mamba is probably the most of my concerns. Giant frog, water moccasin, whatever. Without the poison, those guys aren't as tough. But I feel like maybe we should just get up to the wall. If I get up to that corner, if I get up into that corner, I can fight 3 of them at once. I don't know if a teleport is going to be necessary, but at least I'm out of view of the Mamba. I can cast Blade Hands, right? And I didn't even turn into any weird thing. Black Mamba is in fact right there, so that's going to be my first priority to chew up. The rats are actually acting as a nice little meat shield here. With poison resistance, we are happier about the situation than we would be. Yeah. But still not exceptionally happy. I mean, even... Okay, my hands are back, but I need to get them again. Blade hands, double blade hands, yeah, so I can just deal with all of these guys. Let's take out this water moccasin before my hands revert. Yeah, because that's the most salient threat. There we go. Alright, that was a good battle. I'm feeling good about that one. That's the power of blade hands. We gotta be using blade hands like literally all the time, apparently. I mean, eventually dragon form, right? Okay, and we do have a couple more potions of heal wounds. That's good too. I just hate to burn through those consumables, but, you know, also I have a strong aversion towards death. Lady Egmont is a survivor. Here's a shaft back up. I think that's probably a good place to go. Let's finish exploring this full floor first. If it's just rats, well, I mean, I say I can just use the appendage, and it works fine, but I still lose more hit points than I would like. I lose like a non-zero number of hit points. I need to get a little bit more armor class, like maybe if my Draconic Mail could just mature a little bit more. Or just, yeah, one of those spell books. You know, that's why I'm putting some points into ice. Maybe Sif Moon will get the idea and be like, oh, I get you. Sif Moon is supposed to be a clever goddess, right? You know? You can see what I'm up to, Sif. Iguana here, and a 4-headed Hydra, which is listed as red. Let's just back out of here and maybe consider putting some points into stealth. Because having points into stealth there may have saved my life. 4-headed Hydra is not that bad, of course, but we can't use blade hands, can we? Ice form is surprisingly good. It's worth trying once, maybe, to see how it works. Blade hands down to 28%, which is a little bit better, but still not where you want it to be, considering that we need to cast it all the time. Spider form is probably not what you want against a Hydra, considering it kills your AC. Ice form is going to give us not a whole lot of AC, but still important to killing a Hydra. So I think we might get him with the Fire Flame combination. I think we'll hit him with that. Sticks to Snakes also. We could try flooding him with Sticks to Snakes. I don't know if that's really a good option against a Hydra. Giant Frog, come here. Take out a Frog. That's not an issue. I'm glad to see that's not an issue. Komodo Dragon is probably an issue. I'm going to try arrows against you. I enchanted up these arrows for a reason. I'm working this up. Not just for my health. And now it's time for Blade Hands. Yes. I like those odds on Blade Hands a lot better. I mean, I feel like I'm not going to turn into a pig, and it doesn't even warn me that it's, like, super dangerous, like pig-level dangerous. Four-headed Hydra, this is bad. Alright, so yeah, it roared. I would have liked to have more chance to shoot arrows at it. But unfortunately, it's quite fast. So this might be a teleport opportunity, or let's just see... ice form. I need to end my form. Can I end my form? End transformation. It hurts. Let's try going to ice form. Okay, we get more life. Our AC is not that good, but the four-headed Hydra is now slower. It does hurt quite a bit when it bites. But it's slower and it's freezing. That worked pretty well. Alright, four-headed Hydra taken down. If I had had a little bit more of a moment to like situate myself and like get a couple of better chops in, maybe I could have actually dealt with that and maybe even like backed up and sort of like, you know, just kept my distance a little bit. I don't know how slow means slow exactly when we're talking about how we slowed the Hydra. Like if we could actually like strafe him a little bit. That'd be cool. But maybe not possible. So if we see a four-headed Hydra, fine, I'm not that worried. If I see a 6, 8-headed Hydra, well, maybe we get some arrows in on him, we can take him down. But we saw it did actually knock off a big part of our life in one chomp. So we want to make sure that we're careful at least. Here we've got a new kind of ring. I'll put that on. Put on A. Instead of that one. Plus the ring of protection. I will wear that over cold resistance right now. We can just cast ice form if we need cold resistance. Make ourselves become out of ice. Porcupines and iguanas. This is a shadow trap. Very annoying. Let's just back away, because I don't want to fight all these guys. Yeah, the annoying part about the lair, of course, which we've grown a little bit soft to here, honestly. Part of the reason that my tactics are so soft is because we've been playing as Savage Sid, who was just so savage. Like, he could just tank it. You're starving. Let's go ahead and make sure we don't starve to death. Like, he had that big old axe. He could just fight in the open like that, and he could always burrow into the walls if he needed to. So I gotta get out of that mindset. I mean, I'm a normal non-ant character now. Now I'm just like a reptile, which is of course normal. That's the default. 2 scrolls of enchant armor. We had a couple of those. What are we gonna use those on? Should I use those right now? Any better armor that we've seen? Not really. So we might as well enchant up our auxiliary armor. Any AC that we can get against Hydras is the better. So my gloves are going to get melted into my hands all the time. So I think the better move is to spread it out between the boots and the cloak right now. Who knows how long it's going to be until we get a better version of one of those. I failed to extend my transformation. Can I take out an iguana? I bet I can. Wanna take out an iguana? Well, I can. And another cloak. Probably it's +2 right now. Nope, it's absolutely not. Drop this trash cloak. And scorpion, no problem. Plenty of poison resistance to go around. Alright, that was a stressful layer 1. That was not the layer 1 that I wanted to see. You know, they say be the layer 1 that you want to see in the world, and that was not it. So we gotta try a little bit harder to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. Because I feel like we're not right now. 21% on Blade Hands. I mean, Blade Hands is the best version of ourselves right now that we can be. Maybe if you count Pig Form. Pig Form was a strong candidate. But we need to be able to go Blade Hand form. We need to be able to go Ice Form to deal with Hydras. Because this is just the easiest level. I mean, here we go. I might as well go ahead and make a stash right here. Why not? Let's just go upstairs and make a stash. And then just drop off, for example, my books, which I don't really need. Anything else that's worth saving here? A couple of wands. Wand of magic dart. Who knows? That might save our life. Yep, that's fine. Alright, and down we go. We've already seen a little bit of this next level. But not enough for me to feel comfortable about it. Like, look, we're getting already hounded by wolves. We're getting wolved by wolves, I guess, is the terminology I'm looking for. And again, how are we going to make cover for ourselves? I mean, the Formikids, they can do it naturally. Here's 8 river rats. I guess maybe this is time for blade hands. I messed it up. I can't keep messing up blade hands. Let's go into this hidey hole and we'll just use beastly appendage the old-fashioned way. Maybe ice form is an option, I guess, if I don't want to keep messing up blade forms. I just don't want to get any, like, weird malmutations right off the bat. You know, I mean, I might end up in a situation where I could get an early Jiva altar. It's possibly that Jiva's right here, and we could ditch Sif Muna right away. But I wanted to get a couple of good books at least. You know, maybe she'll see that we were interested in transmutations and throw us a Book of the Dragon our way. Or something. And it's quite possible, in fact, more than likely, that the Altar to Jiva is not right there. Hey, here's a book. Sif Muna, you interested in this? It got your attention here? Cool book coming up. And we're getting some good punches, too. Our dodging is getting a little bit better, I guess. Dodging, fighting, unarmed combat. Unarmed combat past 10. That feels a little bit good. You know, you sort of feel like you got a little bit of a proficiency for it. Book of Spatial Translocations. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? We should definitely learn Blink. Portal Projectile. Hey, that's an interesting option, too. We got this bow. We could sort of tie it together with that. I did want some translocations, right? Because any self-respecting spellcaster knows how to translocate a little bit. You got to get your apparitions license. So maybe we'll just learn Blink for now and leave it there just to make sure I have enough spellcasting levels in case Sif Muna throws something interesting our way. Shroud of Galubria, also interesting if I'm looking for more defense. You know? Shroud of Galubria could be a great spell for us. I mean, it has been for these past couple of characters. So that might be the defensive thing we're looking for. We are interested in working up charms and translocations. Sif Muna will be happy about that. Passage of Galubria is not so necessary if we can just blink. Maybe we'll work our way up towards controlled blink. I'm not sure. But let's do it. Alright, memorize blink. Yes. And should I memorize Shroud of Galubria too? I think I ought to. I'd like to start working on my charms too. I know we got skill spaghetti going on right now here too. But I do want to do that a little bit just to get Sif happy. If we can get Sif up to full piety, pump up to full Sif piety real quick, I'd be happy about that because we don't intend to stay with Sif forever. We'd rather she give us the good books and be done with it. Alright, and these are on logical spell level things? Probably not. Shroud of Galubria is on D, which is actually not the best place for it. Let's put it on G. And then I'll set that as a macro, actually. Sure. In fact, probably, if we're going to be casting Blade Hands all the time, it's getting to the point where I'm almost going to redefine one. But considering that we still do cast Beastly Appendage sometimes, let's just go with it for now. And, alright. The other one was Blink. Blink on C makes absolutely no sense. Let's put it on I for now, just because I like B on Blade Hands. Oh, no, but I got Ice Form there. Never mind. You have to go back to L for Blink. How about K for Blink? That's reasonable enough. And spells, you should go back to Ice Form. Alright. Black Mambo. I'll shoot some arrows at it. No, I'll get some Blade Hands up. Spellcasting going up. All these spells improving. Unfortunately, yeah, I would like to get my spellcasting up considering that it does take a lot of hunger. Alright, you're going to think this is weird. Well, let me tell you a quick little anecdote here. You ever go on, like, Wolfram Alpha and mess around if you're interested in certain weird little calculations? Because sometimes I do. And I was thinking about this in particular. So, spellcasting in Dungeon Crawl takes hunger, right? Blink frogs. You know, I mean, the more skilled you are, the less hunger it takes. You can get a Shroud of Galubria, or at least try. Yeah. So I was sort of thinking about exactly what the mechanism for that is. You know, I mean, it seems sort of reasonable that as a wizard you would be, like, drawing energy from the universe somehow, and you'd have to draw energy from yourself in order to cast some of these spells, you know, and, you know, food is energy, chemical energy. It explains a little bit why you might need to replenish your food supply after you've cast a lot of spells if you're actually using your own chemical energy stored in your fat and stomach and muscles and whatever in order to be able to cast these spells. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting thought. So suppose I wanted to cast Iron Shot, because Iron Shot is a nice tangible example. All right, so Iron Shot, let's say it's the size of a bullet, which I looked up is about a 16th of an ounce. So then I was thinking, what if it was like, according to Einstein's law, E equals mc squared? So in order to actually like create all of the mass, geez, so many blink frogs. In order to create all of the mass of the Iron Shot, just that 1/16th of an ounce of an Iron Shot, it would have to come directly from your own food if you were casting it with low spell casting, for example. And so if that were the case, how many calories would it cost? How many calories of chemical energy equates to 1/16th of an ounce times the speed of light squared? And the answer is you would have to eat about 100 million Big Mac burger sandwiches. So big burger sandwiches in order to accommodate for just 1/16th of an ounce of rest mass energy. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. It was more than I expected. I was like, everybody knows E equals mc squared is a big amount. It makes nuclear bombs go off. But I was like, hey, there's a lot of energy stored in chemical energy too. So, there's a lot of energy in a burger, right? Maybe if I ate enough burgers, just chow down a couple of burgers, it sort of makes sense. I could cast an Iron Shot if I was able to manipulate energy and matter, the space-time continuum. And the answer is no, because you'd have to eat 100 million burgers. So being a wizard is a little bit more complicated than that. It's just not as simple as doing E equals mc squared. That energy could probably be much better spent in other ways. Like maybe, I didn't do the calculation for a lightning bolt or something like that. Maybe if you didn't have to use E equals mc squared, you could actually get much more reasonable values converting Big Macs into lightning bolts. So many guys here, this Komodo dragon coming at me. I hate that I'm just walking into unknown territory here. But I also need like an arena. This looks like my arena. Here we go. Blade hands up. I should have cast Strataglubria first. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, they busted in through my arena here. That's unfortunate. This stupid yaks. It's too clever for your own good. But little do you know, I anticipated it the whole time. Alright, let's get in the habit of casting Strataglubria before Blade Hands. And eventually, I'm learning on my charms. We'll get to Deflect Missiles, of course. We'll get Azukubo's Armor as a charm spell, which will be necessary. And, Translocation will be nice, too, for stuff like Phase Shift. Okay, Six-Headed Hydra. Can we take a Six-Headed Hydra? Good question. I wish we had Freezing Arrows so we could sort of freeze him from a distance here. But let's try to get it out. Try to shoot him down a little bit. Moderately wounded, heavily wounded. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to go Ice Form to try to get maximum HP boosts. Okay, yeah, my short bow of flaming melds into my icy body, which seems a little bit counterintuitive. The Six-Headed Hydra didn't quite get the first hit on me, which is good. He's still fast, I'm sure, but if we can freeze him a little bit... Yeah, it hurt. Did we freeze him? We froze him. Did he slow down, though? I'm not sure if he slowed down. Maybe it's only an odds that he slows down. He did take away like 20 health, but let's try to keep pounding on him. He's almost dead, and he does seem to slow down. It did a lot of damage, but we got to try to just get one more chop on him. Heavily wounded. All right, I'm going to try to step away now because I feel like we've got a one-turn advantage on him, especially if he's slow. Yeah, we got it. Now we'll try to get the hit. I killed him. Okay, so that works great. You slow him down a little bit. Maybe you can't get like every other hit on him, but it's like at least maybe you get a hit every once in a while, a free hit every once in a while. So, great. That was a Six-Headed Hydra down. All right, I took down a Four-Headed Hydra, took down a Six-Headed Hydra. Playing with fire a little bit there. Near starving. Okay, fine, I'll just eat that pizza. Vegetable pizza sounds pretty delicious. I'm not sure if I'm ready to graduate the Eight-Headed Hydra here. That's like the boss level there. Spiny Frog, I feel like, is definitely Blade Hands time. Leave me a nice juicy corpse if you could. Reach level 12, and what are we going to do about that? I feel like now that we're getting a little bit more ambitious, now's the point that I want to put a point into intelligence here. Let's get up to 14 intelligence, feel a little bit luckier about that. We got a little bit of strength too. Nice, I feel clever, my scales feel tougher, I feel stronger. I feel all around great. With 100 HP, even out of ice form, that makes me feel just fantastic. Cool. So, alright. That Ford was better. Layer 2 took out a 6-headed Hydra. Probably going to have 8-headed Hydras before this layer is over. But, I think, like I did with the last playthrough, I think I'm going to split up the layer into 2 videos. Because these ones get to be, like, quite long before you even notice it for some reason. The layer is longer than you expect. I mean, 8 floors of going through poisonous death yaks and everything else. Take them 3 at a time. And go up here. Sure. In here is great. Yeah, one of them's going to come around the corner, but probably not fast enough even to be able to capitalize on any sort of advantage. Nope. Just a bunch of stupid yaks. And Blade Hands first. Again, Shrouded Glubria. I really got to get into the habit of that. Because Shrouded Glubria could save us a bunch of HP. If it deflects one of those big yak hits, that's great. AC 21 now is actually, like, better than it was. I think that's just between the combination of enchanting it up and getting a little bit more Draconic AC. That's good. I'm happy about that. But not as happy as I could be. I mean, 21 is, like, good. 6-headed Hydra. Yikes. Okay, so we gotta go same strategy. Shoot him, missed him. Shoot him again, missed him. Ice form. Shrouded Glubria would have been great, too. Ice form. Shrouded Glubria, in fact, would have been fantastic. 6-headed Hydra got a couple of bites in, but it only did 10 damage. I hit him and it froze him, but not as much as I wanted to. Okay, we got him to slow down. That's good. Now back away towards the stairs if necessary. Hit him. Slow down again. Back up. Hit him. Back up. Hit him. Killed him. Okay, so that sort of works. And again, like an icy creature eating meat... Like, it just bothers me a little bit. Like, is my whole body, like, actually made out of snow of ice, and then it's like I'm consuming meat, and it's sort of, like, going, like, into my iciness? Like, you'd think it would just get preserved. Like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to digest in, like, those cold conditions, right? You'd think it would, like, just be like a refrigerator. 7-headed Hydra and 8 million sheep is not something that I relish dealing with right now. I sort of feel like I should head up towards that stairs up there. Like, here. If I can, like, sneak away from this Hydra... Maybe he's not going to follow me up this way, I hope. Yes. Alright, we're going to actually jump downstairs. Because I don't want to fight a 7-headed Hydra right now. Not right now. We probably will in a minute, but maybe we'll find a better staircase, a better angle to deal with them. Alright, here's some yaks. Here's a good angle, though. Shrouded Glubria first, and then Blade Hands, please. And hopefully we'll have some delicious, stupid yak meat to sustain ourselves. 93 million... yak burger meats. Alright, here we go. Maybe that wand will help too. A good wand is something that you enjoy against a couple of Hydras as well. Wand of Fire, not as good as a Wand of Cold, but it's something that we could consider zapping. In fact, Evocations is definitely something that we could consider learning. As I said, a little bit of Evocations definitely goes a long way. But I'm learning a lot of stuff right now. I don't think Sif Muna likes Evocations. I don't remember exactly. I miscast Sif. Oh, and Sif Muna is protecting us. Thanks, Sif Muna. I actually do appreciate that. So we can sort of cast these spells that are a little bit out of our league, and Sif Muna will protect us as she grows to be a little bit more fond of us. I knew it was only a matter of time, Sif. Everybody likes the Lady Egmont. This is Buckler. I mean, it seems pointless if we're going to be using our bow and arrow, and also most of our things that we're going to be turning into, if we're going to be transforming all the time, our buckler is just going to get merged. If we're running away, we might appreciate a little bit more defense, but also, I mean, it's skills that we're going to have to invest. It's going to impair with our ability to just get around and do stuff easily. I don't think that a shield is in the cards for this character. It detracts from your elegance. You can't wear a shield and look elegant at the same time, unless you really got something going on. If you're like a Spartan, Hoplite Warrior, or something like that, you got a shield, you can wear it fashionably. That's cool, but you have to have the right body for that. We're more of the elegant martial artist types. We like to keep it light. No body armor. Gotta let our scales breathe. And we just punch people to death. No weapons, no armor. It's just you versus me. You can bring all the weapons and armors that you want, but it's not going to help you. That's what we're trying to tell you. Runed Scimitar, Boulder Beetle, and Aklob Plant. Aklob Plant, I hate that. Eventually, we're going to be in a situation where we're worshipping Jiva. Oh, yikes. Oh, the boulder beetle crashed into us. I hate that. Is it going to crash into us some more? Please don't hit me. Don't hit me, boulder beetle. Really walking to a travel excluded area? I feel like it's better than getting hit by a boulder beetle. Yes. Alright, please don't hit me, boulder beetle. I don't think you can possibly hit this angle. I hear a crash. Yeah, alright. Let's get away from that boulder beetle because it did half my life. It did half damage. Ah, stupid boulder beetle. Yeah, he's going to roll away. Here's those other staircases, though. We wanted to finish up layer 3 as well. There's sheep up there, though. All the staircases... Oh, never mind. These are up staircases. So let's head up here and just heal up for a minute. In what we know to be relatively safe territory. I mean, there might be a spiny frog lurking around. Oh, man. But hopefully we were good. I'm starting to miss regeneration as well. You know, maybe I want to learn a little bit of necromancy. Lady Egmont, you know, not above the darker arts. We've been close to death already. We know what death feels like, you know. We don't want to go there. You're going to have to drag us there. And we can drag death back a little bit with us. Komodo dragon. Let me just slice you up, please. Remember when Komodo dragons used to have, like, that sickness-inducing bite? As is sort of the case in nature. I think I was reading some recent research that suggests that maybe it is actually venom and not bacteria. What I heard relatively recently was that it was, you know, until relatively recently, I heard that it was like there's supposed to be like bacteria that sort of live symbiotically in the Komodo dragon jaws. Oh no, seven-headed Hydra, can that thing outrun me? And there's river rats, okay. I'm going to back off here. Back off to here. Step here, and now I'm going to cast Ice Form. I hate the fact that there's a river rat right there, though. So let's just back off here, and can I just, like, keep running away? River rats, are you going to make a meat shield? River rat meat shield. Where's my way that I'm going? I'm trying to work my way sort of back over here towards the stairs. Or I can make my stand and fight, but I feel like these river rats are doing a pretty good job. Let's not forget I can blink as well. Nice. River rat vanguard here. Keep the line. I've got the flying green squadron here. All right, yeah. So long, oh, no. Don't get too far out of position here. I see that Hydra just itching to get a step forward. All right, here we go. Step here, go upstairs, and now we can do that. And maybe find a better staircase, yet a better staircase. I know we're sort of running out of staircases here. Messed up blade hands, but Sif Moon is protecting us. The only cost is the hunger, really. Now, we got tons of food right now. I'm not concerned about food. You always have too much food, basically. Wand of Confusion is nice, too. Alright, you know what? You convinced me. Evocations. Just a little bit of evocations. We got the +1 points for it. New kind of potion. Potion of Flight is relatively not what I was looking for. But, that's fine. I mean, we don't even need flight at all, basically. We can just walk across the water. Death Yaks. Alright, so Death Yaks you want to take seriously. A Death Yak we're definitely going to want to use Shroud of Glubria, Blade Hands, and we're going to want to come in here into this nice little cool, it seems like the ruins of an ancient civilization or something that got overgrown by the jungle. Definitely looks like it used to be a regular structure. It looks like it's eroded away a little bit. We'll throw on our Glubria and our Blade Hands. And Yak, are you here? Death Yaks. I just know there's going to be more than one Death Yak, right? Right? Death Yaks. Even stupider than regular Yaks. Their bodies may have gotten bigger and they developed poison glands, but their brains got smaller. Death Yaks. I hope you fell into a pit and died or something. Crocodile is probably meriting a Blade Hands. We saw how difficult it was to deal with the crocodile. A couple of river rats, though, I'm not so sure. How about just a beastly appendage? No, still losing too many hit points. Too many hit points here. Crocodile has got to go. We got to use this Blade Hands all the time. Except for right now. I am a little bit hungry. Can we get some corpses? Yeah, delicious rat corpses. New kind of scroll. What could that be? A scroll of random uselessness. Well, that is randomly useless. So if that was your goal, if that's what you were trying to accomplish, good. All right, I got a good angle on this seven-headed Hydra now. This is my fight. No more rats to back me up or him up. All right, it's just you versus me, Hydra. We're going to use our bow, with which I've been practicing a little bit. Bow skill up to almost 4. I'm a level 4 bowsman. I'll have you know. Lightly wounded. Lightly wounded. Lightly wounded. Moderately wounded. I guess I wish I could just get like just the right shot, get him right in the throat, and not get maybe cauterize one of his heads off with an arrow. But it seems like you'd have to shoot a pretty big, thick, heavy arrow in order to get that to work. Okay, and now we don't need blade hands. We need Shroud of Glubria and Ice Form. I messed it up. Can we get it to work, please? Okay, still doing okay on HP. He's slowing down, which is great. That's exactly what we need. And my Shroud actually doing a lot of work. Do you see how good that Shroud is? Ice Magic now up to level 6. Bow Magic up to level 4. I was lying to you a little bit. I wasn't technically a level 4 bowsman until just now. But I just needed to kill you to get my qualification. Also, I didn't finish my thought, I don't think, about Komodo dragons. People used to think that they had like symbiotic bacteria in their mouth. But now I think it's more recognized as just a venom gland. I could be mixed up about that, but I think that's what I heard. Just wanted to finish that thought before I forgot about it again. You know, Beasts of the Lair facts. You know, this is why we're here, right? Travel our way through the lair, learn about all the beasts that live here, and then kill them. Maybe make some taxidermy, hang it up in our royal estate. There's that death yak. Alright, so is it worth finding a hidey hole if you're just going to be a jerk about it? Let's maybe try just Shroud of Glubria, then Blade Hams. I got some butterflies, which is hilarious. The butterflies might actually help me escape as necessary. Let's just step here. Yeah, we got a fair share of butterflies behind us. In case we need to make a hasty escape, we can sort of retreat our way through the lines of butterflies. But actually, Blade Hands making short work of that death yak. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. Blade Hands is definitely the hero that we were looking for. Lair 3 complete. Let's go and try to finish off Lair 4. Was there a 7-headed Hydra down there, or did we already take out the 7-headed Hydra? I'm not sure. I have no idea which of these stairs are safe anymore. This one seems safe enough. There's an Aqualob plant, which we probably won't deal with. Eventually, Jiva will protect us. Or if we just found an amulet or something like that. But, you know, it's nice not to have to worry about resist corrosion if you got Jiva on your side. You know, being an Iron Dragon as we are, we want to make sure that our scales are well protected against corrosion. Become a stainless steel dragon would be our ultimate goal. I remember what the problem was. It was a boulder beetle. Alright, so what we're going to do is actually use a blowgun against you and deal with this properly, Matador style. He's going to try to hit me, but you're also getting poisoned to death. This is how traditional bullfighting works, right? You poison the bulls, you let them charge around for a while, and then they die. Yeah, it's really sportsmanlike. And now we'll just wield nothing. Was there a Hydra, though? There was an Aqualob and a boulder beetle. I don't remember if there was anything else. Maybe that was mostly it. There could be some stuff down there, but I'm not too concerned with that. Alright, you know what? I think that's where we're going to call the video. I feel like it's been an hour-ish. You know, these videos sort of always get ahead of me. That's what I'm saying. I like breaking up the lair into 2 videos. It was pretty nice. You know, we're not going to get exhausted. The video had a little bit of a rocky start, I'm not going to lie. I think you'll agree. But I think we stabilized. You know, I just had to get back in the dungeon crawl mode. Of course, I'm going to ruin it again now by going and play NetHack some more. Now I've ruined my NetHack mode, so one of these characters, something's got to give eventually. Well, maybe I can juggle them both. And I think now that we got Blade Hands online, like, look, Blade Hands is now at 12%, not even red at all. I don't know if I really need to focus transmutations anymore. You know, it's probably something that we would like to improve to get Dragon Form eventually. But we don't need to, like, focus it for now. And I guess other than that, we'll call the video there. Yeah, work our way through the rest of the lair in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.